What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got another very important AMC update to bring all of you this evening. So what we're going to be covering in this update is, as always, we're going to be taking a look at some of the Ortex short interest and utilization changes. And then we're going to get into some of the very significant catalysts that we have coming up for AMC that could absolutely drive the share price of this stock going higher. Now, yes, obviously, with the way the market currently is right now, we could end up seeing another big sell-off in the overall market, which could hurt us. But again, with all of these positive catalysts, it is looking very, very good for us going forward. In addition to this, we also have some new theater acquisition news and the announcement of the closing of the bond offering to refinance AMC's debt. So a lot of this information, very, very bullish. And what we're going to cover in this video, I think a lot of people really need to understand and really start to kind of visualize what we have going forward and how this can affect us. So before we get into all of that information, if you enjoyed the information and analysis that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And again, you guys have seen the results in the live chats and in the Discord, but if you do want to learn about that 1348 strategy, make sure you go down, click on that first link in the description, join the free part of the Discord, learn the strategy. If you want to join the premium section and get the alerts on the 1348 crosses on about 300 to 350 stocks in the overall market, great, but at least learn the strategy so you can implement it for yourself. So AMC closed the day today at $19.48, up 9.75% on the day. A very, very strong day, even with all of the craziness going on with the overall market. Now, coming over to the Ortex update over here, let me just give this a quick refresh so we can see exactly what the numbers closed at today. We have 100% utilization. It still really hasn't come into effect. And again, utilization by itself does not matter. The effect of having 100% utilization is what matters. We haven't really seen that effect yet. And the effect is higher cost to borrow. So we've seen the average cost to borrow for AMC over the last week or so really hover around that 1.48 to 1.5% average. This morning, the first block of shares got loaned out at 2.32%, but then it came down to that typical average that we've been seeing. So we're currently sitting at about 21.19% estimated short interest. Very, very high numbers with 108 million shares currently sold short. Now, when we get into this theater acquisition news over here, remember what we've talked about when we've thought about how important AMC's Q2 2021 earnings report was. We got a lot of insight into where AMC and Adam Aron was taking the company. And one of those things that they talked about was just how important their acquisition strategy was going to be going forward. They were going to be closing down underperforming locations and opening up locations in high-performing areas. That is exactly what they've done here. AMC Theaters acquires and will reopen Chicago area movie theater, Evanston 12. We've seen the results of these new theater acquisitions in the past, and I think we're going to get more insight into this in AMC's earnings report coming out in around the first 2 weeks of March, which we are going to talk about a little bit later in this video. Now, when we come over here, AMC Entertainment Holdings announces the closing of senior secured notes offering. Again, very bullish. They're refinancing the debt. They're essentially able to pay less interest and less debt expense over the years that this new loan is going to be kind of extended out for. And that's really going to help their kind of current profitability metrics. Now, let's get into some of these catalysts that are really going to drive the share price of AMC going forward. Now, the first thing is we're going to talk about new movie releases. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say this is not a fundamental play. I would disagree with that. A lot of the shorts that are still in this are really shorting this based on what they think are fundamentals. Again, we've talked about the technical shorts in the past, but with what we have here and what I'm going to show you, I really want you guys to pay attention to this. So Spider-Man No Way Home takes down Avatar to become the third biggest movie ever at domestic box office. That's awesome. Now, when was the release date of this Spider-Man movie? December 17th, 2021. Now, when we come back to the daily chart of AMC, around what time was this? Now, we were seeing a little bit of market sell-off, AMC selling off right here, but this is December 14th. We saw AMC trading at $21 and broke into the $20 range. But then it rallied after December 17th, and some of these numbers got released from this movie all the way up to $31.55, just really based off a lot of the news that was coming out about this new movie getting released. Now, when does The Batman get released? Another highly anticipated movie, March 4th, 2022. Now, when we come over and take a look at what AMC could additionally be putting out as a catalyst going forward, their earnings. Now, these movies are really going to help AMC really generate a lot of revenue going forward. And again, they're going to have the popcorn business. And with this Batman movie, we are going to be receiving some more Batman NFTs, enticing more people to go to the movie theaters, and jacking up ticket sales and concession sales when people end up going to see the movie. Now, again, we are going to be having AMC's earnings coming up around the first or second week of March, but that's also around the time that this Batman movie is getting released. So when we take a look at some of the numbers that we've already seen released and projected for AMC's earnings, they're absolutely blowing it out of the water. In my opinion, this number right here, the adjusted EBITDA, the earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization to be between $146.8 million and $151.8 million for the 3 months ended December 31st, 2021, compared to an EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization loss of $327 million for the 3 months ended December 31st, 2020. So here's kind of what we're looking at going forward for AMC. Remember, we're tying this all in together here. So we've talked a lot about how a lot of these shorts that are currently in the short side of this investment are shorting AMC based off the technicals. Remember, when we go back to November, I believe that's right around here, we saw the 13 EMA cross below the 48. The stock broke below the 200 EMA, and it's this is not back, or yes, it is back here. The stock has kind of been doing nothing but sell off after this cross happened. Once the technicals start to change, and especially on the 4-hour chart here, when we come over, if we can break above this 200 EMA, remember, we could see those shorts who are just shorting based off of technicals cover their short position, provide that buying volume back into the stock. And if they're technical traders, they might as well ride it back up if they see a lot of short-term upside potential due to the technicals. Now, how are we going to get this break to the upside? Well, one, we're going to need to see the market kind of relax. I know a lot of people are kind of worried about this war news coming out, but again, we have AMC's earnings and we have this new movie coming out, The Batman, that could really drive a lot of revenue going forward. Now, again, we're going to get a lot of insight into where Adam Aron is planning on taking this business over the next couple of quarters and even couple of years once we actually hear this earnings call. I like to talk about Q2 2021 as being the most important earnings call that we've had on AMC to date, but I think this Q4 2021 earnings call could be, honestly, a much bigger and much more important earnings call than Q2 ever was, because Q2 was kind of telling us where the stock was, or where the company was taking itself going forward. And now we're kind of starting to see results. A lot of those measures that Adam Aron and the team at AMC have been taken. And again, when all of these institutions and these news media outlets are coming out and saying the stock is overvalued, it's an opinion. Nothing is fairly valued in this market right now, or very few things are fairly valued in this marketplace right now. We've seen a lot of things get overheated. And again, these value metrics are subjective. And at the end of the day, the market is going to decide what something is quote unquote worth. So that is going to wrap up this update on AMC. If you guys enjoyed the information and analysis that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. So I hope you guys are having a great evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.